So we have two theorems to learn about tonight, base angles and triangle sum theorems. So first of all, isosceles triangles have base angles where the legs meet the third side, also known as the base of the triangle. So in an isosceles triangle, where these two are the legs and that's your base, the angles are what's between the leg and the base. Those are your base angles. Base angles of an isosceles triangles are always congruent. All right. This has to do with the fact that these two leg lengths are the same, and the leg length opposite the angle affects the measurement of that angle. Okay, so if the legs are the same length, your angles are going to be the same length. All right, that's it. That's all there is to base angles. You need to know that the base angles are going to be the same. All right. Triangle interior angle sum theorem. All right, so it's a triangle sum theorem, but we're talking specifically about the interior angles. So the sum of the measures of the interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. That's the whole theorem. You add up all the angles inside of a triangle and it has to add up to 180 degrees. So the interior angles are what would be represented in blue. All right, they're the angles that are inside the triangle as opposed to angles that would be outside the triangle. And once you add angle A plus angle B plus angle C, it's got to equal 180 degrees. So some examples of problems that would use these two theorems and they can be tied together would be something like this. Solve for x, where it gives you this angle is 2x. These marks right here are called congruence marks. So when you draw them, you're telling the person looking at the picture this side is equal to that side in length. And it gives you this one angle down here of 41 degrees. And it wants you to solve for x. Well, you don't have all the angles, so that could be a problem. Let's see what we can do. We know based on these marks that this is an isosceles triangle. All right, so it's isosceles. That means that angle C also has to be 41 degrees. That goes back to your base angles are the same. Also, all the angles have to add up to equal 180 degrees. So when I take my 41 for A, my 41 for C, and the 2x that I have up here at B, I can add those together, set them equal to 180, and now I have an equation where I can solve for x. So I'm going to subtract 82 from both sides, taking care of both of those 41s, and I'm left with 2x equals 98, divide by 2, and x is going to equal 49. I'm not going to say x equals 49 degrees because the angle measure in the triangle is 2 times 49. So it's 2 times 49 degrees, or really 98 degrees. Alright, another problem that would use these kind of formulas would be something like this. Given the following diagram, show that angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 equals 180 degrees. So it's saying, it's kind of asking you to prove that the interior angles of a triangle equal 180 degrees. So what we can see is that the base angle, or excuse me, the base of the triangle, which is right here, is parallel, that's these little marks, to the line that's above it. Alright? Whenever I see parallel lines and other line segments connecting those parallel lines, you need to start thinking about the relationships that are formed by parallel lines and transversals. So you're thinking about alternate interior angles, same side interior angles, and seeing where that would fall. So I'm going to take that same picture and I'm basically going to expand some of the lines that weren't expanded. And what I see is the two parallel lines and there's a transversal, two parallel lines and there's a transversal. So what we have is a set of alternate interior angles. 3 and 5 are alternate interior. 1 and 4 are alternate interior. That means that 3 is equal to 5 in measure and 1 is equal to 4 in measure. So last, because I know that 4 plus 2 plus 5 are sitting on a straight line, I know when I add them together, their sum is 180 degrees. So angle 4 plus angle 5 plus angle 2 equals 180 degrees. So let's add that in here to our notes. Let's start with angle 4. Angle 4 plus angle 2 plus angle 5 has to equal 180 degrees. But we've already said that 4 can be replaced by 1 because they're the same, they're congruent. So angle 1 plus angle 2 doesn't need to be replaced, plus, and what can 5 be replaced with? It can be replaced with angle 3. Angle 3 equals 180 degrees. Well, if we go back to the very top, that is exactly what they asked us to show. 1, 2, and 3 added up to 180 degrees. So these are the problems and the kind of thinking that you're going to need to use with these types of problems.